Hey everyone, Xander's here, and welcome to a brand new series of Xander's Plays. We are going to be going into a game that I kind of hinted at in our last playthrough with Doctor Who. And that would be a Sherlock Holmes game, and of course I have picked the most recent one, and that would be Crime and Punishment's Sherlock Holmes. Now, I was going to try the Testament of Sherlock Holmes, but I gave that a test run, at least the first little bit of it, and it felt clunky, a little too overworked. I just didn't like it. So I decided to give this one a look. Disclosure, I did a little bit at the beginning. It seems a lot more responsive. It doesn't seem as cluttered in the way it handles the interface and everything, so I think this one's going to be a lot better. And you don't really need to play any of the other Sherlock Holmes games to get to this, as far as I know. So there's no connection between the Testament of Sherlock Holmes and Crimes and Punishments. So, yeah, we're going to dive into this. That's why it says continue. We're going to start new. No problems here. I didn't really go into anything. I just wanted to test out the mechanics. So, that's enough of me babbling. Let's go ahead and try our hands at being the world's greatest detective. And let's go. Catch you a little beat. This is amusing, I'm sorry. I mean, I've already seen it, but it's still amusing.
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad. Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes.
Now, I'm going to say this. Compared to the other Sherlock Holmes games I was looking at, this is a lot better animated. The CG work, but the actual character models are better. The voice work seems better. The lip flaps are better. So, yeah, I'm glad I went with this
A
one.
grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone, then.
Alright. So I got some light. So we can do a lot of fun things here. We use the tab button to open our casebook, check current progress, and all that good stuff. So yeah, we can go. We have quick travel, which I like. The tabs, I think, are really easier to get your tasks. I need to investigate the murder of Peter Carey, or otherwise known as Black Peter. Inspect the crime scene at Woodlands Lee, and before all that, I need to select a suit to wear using my personal wardrobe, and then join the Strahd at Woodlands Lee. So that's nice. And then we have the fast travel, our evidence, it gives us all that cool stuff here, information. Documents we'll find, dialogue, so at least I can keep track and look things back over. Our souvenirs, echoes, I don't know what that is exactly, and character portraits. Okay. So for now, we're going to escape. And yeah, let's go ahead and do a walk. See, this looks so much better, and it just feels so much better.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
So let's go in here, and let's go to the wardrobe. Now, what I like is that not only do you have the wardrobe, you have a makeup table, because Holmes is a master of disguise. So I kind of like that. But before we do anything else, let's change our clothes, shall we? Gracie. We really don't need to go to the makeup table for anything. There's still a little clunkiness to the controls, but not anywhere near what the other one was. I like this a lot more.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Nope, that's my fault. Couldn't get around her.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Alright, there you go. I don't even have to use the door, just fast travel.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Oh. Oh, okay.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Ah, cool. There are identified footprints left recently on a patch of wet earth at Woodlands Lee. They may have been left by the murderer. Perhaps I could find a pair of boots that can match them. So let's get past up to the path.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Yes.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
So he's a heavy partier, okay.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Well, wasn't isolated. He had the company of his booze.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Oh. Oh. This is kind of cool. Okay.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Oh, oh. Pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
Did I
That
pick
was
right?
indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Master Detective work right here. That's
Thank you,
awesome.
madam.
All right. So, should we go take a look at the body? Let's
Peter
talk to the
Carey's body is
inspector.
inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Okay, open the door.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Sorry, I'm so
Let me
blinky.
see.
Something's in my eyes. I don't know if it's my allergies or what. Okay.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Let's go inside. Okay. Oh!
What a terrible way to die.
Man. That's painful to watch. Kind of get you right here. Alright, let's see what's Alright.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Okay. Ooh.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Oh.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Uh-oh. Something is missing over here. Go on. Ah.
This place is not covered with dust.
Got
like the
those
rest of the
eyes. Catch the...
An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Okay.
Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a
Okay.
whaling map.
I figured that. So to the table. Now look at the body.
Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Oh, I can rotate. There we go. Okay, cool, cool.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Oh! I get it. Oh! Oh, I can move them! Okay!
Yes.
That took a minute,
Coarse
sorry.
tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Okay, this is an interesting little mechanic. Okay.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Okay. I guess I saw I needed to see there. Is there anything over here? Oh, shit. Didn't mean to investigate the body, but...
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Bloodstain. Is there anything else up here I'm missing? No?
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
I would say not. Ah, notebook.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Let's open it.
These abbreviations mean something, but what? The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Oh, like a DB. So, oh! Aha!
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Yes. See if there's anything else I'm missing. Okay. Okay.
Mr. Holmes?
So, yeah, so far.
What do you think?
I think that we are lucky,
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Okay. I guess supposed to get near a window.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
I'm guessing something involving gambling at the moment.
Shh. Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. O.
I'm already coming in. I went the long way.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocence? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not... It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Alright.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Then to the evidence room I go. I thought I was about to get around the light post. Ah, here we are.
These are the suspect's belongings. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something. But what?
It's the One Ring! See, it's right on the outside.
And partner, 1883. To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. A handkerchief with the initials J.H.N.
Oh wait, what is it? Oh, okay, that's cool. So I have to go search my archive when we get home. Just make sure there's nothing else here. I'll leave it in first person, I like that a lot better. Here we go. Put my detective skills to work. How good am I as the one and only Sherlock Holmes? Let's see.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
No, I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Milligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Alright. I'm missing something. Ah.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please, let me go. I'm innocent.
I'm just amazing. Alright. Okay. The break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook that had been lying in the pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. We need to find out whether an unskilled, untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill. Alright.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
I could fast travel, but I'm curious if I just go to the door for the instigate it. Yep. So let's go to Baker Street real quick. I need to consult my archives. Alright, let's go get my bookshelf. Okay.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
Oh.
That is not the one. That is not.
I know, I'm just gonna keep skipping, I guess.
That is not.
Oh! I'm an idiot. Oh! Okay, Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund bankrupt, Nelligan missing. The Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has accordingly been assigned for liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. Liquidation of company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht preparing for departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by the police and his creditor.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Ooh. But first, Mr. Watson. Wait.
Brave
Doggy!
Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
Care for a little experiment?
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
Jeez.
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my
I'm
friend,
with him.
what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe.
Oh.
Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
There's a connection with the games.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I wish to
Okay,
impale
then.
one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us
I don't want to slit her. I want to pierce it in its belly.
We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
I really didn't think there was a connection. Holy shit. I mean, I guess they're all made by the same company. But, yeah. Go figure.
I need to take a harpoon with me.
Oh. I have to go here first.
That should do it.
To Whitechapel. I like how the harpoon's just kind of sitting there. So, hey, consistency. Oh, this would be fun.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
You have a mouthful.
A little experiment.
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test. The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
There it is. Took 2 tries, not bad.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
All one of them.
Very
2
well,
of them,
but
maybe.
please hurry.
Of course.
Shit, I love this. That's pleasant. Alright. Back to the yard. Let's open. I don't think it was luck. I think it was a couple of people. Alright, let's try this again.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
I would say so. Let me go back here to Woodenslee real quick. I want to try the boots out. Oh, sorry, I haven't had much sleep yet.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Okay. Okay, ship's log, so.
1883. That's the one I need.
Alright.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This is the crew log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Log notes for August. These pages have been Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are three ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first two of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Ah! Right there it is.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains...
I think I know what's
quiet.
coming.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Ah! No, no, no. Oh! This game just abused me in ways I don't want to explain. Ah! Who had that aim there? Holmes or Watson? Ah! Ah! Oh, God.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, as his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just gotta look where the rum and the red lights are.
Because, you know,
Sorry to
alcohol and
trouble you, Mr.
hookers.
Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Okay. Alright. Oh, I don't have to click anything.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Great tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Okay.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Oh yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
He's such an asshole. But that's what makes Holmes Holmes. Not open. Ah!
These are the suspect's belongings. Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5. The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
I gotta talk to the guy.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Alright. Let's do my thing. Ah! Ah.
That's all for now.
One more thing, and then I think we'll stop here. Let's go ahead. Let's head to Woodmansley. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that this man was suspiciously sneaking. I don't know why I said that way, but he was sneaking around with 9.5 boots that will fit those footprints. I don't know. And what do you know?
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Okay. Liam Hartley's boots match the footprints at Woodmansley, thus proving that he was there. Judith Carey denies that. Oh. I think I need to talk to somebody before I leave here.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be. But he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
I like how she keeps looking away.
Does the name Liam Hartley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Alright, so we're going to stop this here. So the mystery afoot is a man has been impaled with a harpoon, a former whaler, in his cabin, and we have 2 suspects. We have a child of a former banker who was bankrupt and then disappeared. We also have a new suspect whose boots match the footprints outside of where our victim was murdered. Denies any kind of connection at the moment. So I don't know what's going on here. And the victim's wife says that, I don't know the name of the person. So I don't know. There's a lot of contradiction going on. I'm liking this game so far, so I'm waiting to see what happens next time we come back. So don't forget to join me for the next part. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought of this one so far. And if you're interested in seeing what's going on in the next one, also don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you saw. Just right down below where I'm at. And don't forget to share, because sharing the stories of Sherlock Holmes is always a good thing. But that will end it for me. So until next time, when we rejoin ourselves and Sherlock Holmes in this rather peculiar mystery, my name is Xandros. And as always, please remember, stay awesome. Until next time.